Murray Hawkes, who should be online as well. Kia ora, Murray. Welcome to the Justice Select Committee on the Principles of the Treaty of Waitangi Bill. I'm going to get straight into it. You've got 5 minutes to make a submission, including questions. It'd be great if you could leave some time for questions. I'm handing straight over to you. Kia ora.
I'll try to do that. I'm making a submission in favour of the proposed bill as a private individual. My background: I'm also a father. I'm a fourth generation New Zealander, but from immigrant stock, of course. So my presentation, and I'm also a geologist. I'm a rock doctor, and I've worked all over the world in oil and gas. That's not a basis of my submission. The submission, I believe that the country we live in at the moment has been severely damaged by the interpretations, the layers of interpretations by legal and pseudo-legal bureaucracies, who have created interpretations of the treaty which have resulted in divisiveness and uncertainty. An example is the last week a real estate agent was disbarred for not agreeing to enroll in a Maori language course, so she's now no longer able to act as a real estate agent because of regulations supposedly linking back to the treaty. I have 2 adult children, one currently working in Australia and the other studying in the USA. Much as I love my country, New Zealand, I cannot recommend that they plan to live their lives in the dysfunctional society divided on racial lines and with racism and inequality entrenched in legislation, which is where we stand at the moment. The Treaty Principles Bill provides an opportunity to unwind these layers of misinterpretation by bureaucrats and semi-judicial bodies. A huge body of environmental and social legal precedent, with no founding legal basis, has created an absolute mess. The first legislation, and I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding, the first legislation that required recognition of the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi was the Resource Management Act back in whenever it was, 88, 89. And that enshrined in law the requirement to have regard to the principles. However, it didn't say what those principles were. It assumed that the treaty was understood, and it was back then. It was understood. But now, the massive body of precedent that has been created has left an urgent need to define and enshrine in law what those principles are. It's a disgrace that a generation of politicians have milked the uncertainty, and another generation of treaty industry players have milked the public purse on the basis of interpretations that suit the interests of small groups of beneficiaries, especially Maorians.
Yep. We've only got about a minute left. Can we go to a question? We've got a member who wants to ask you a question. Can we do that?
No, I'll go to the end. I'm close to the end.
Okay.
Having worked in many countries in the oil and gas exploration industry, I can honestly say New Zealand is the most corrupt and least attractive regulatory environment that I've worked in, because of the ambiguity and the need for preference towards Maori, there are demands of race-based payments at every step of the regulatory process and great uncertainty for investors. Because of the lack of regulatory certainty due to the lack of legislative certainty, this bill will at least, and it doesn't actually matter to me whether the bill gets modified, what the basis of the bill is. What is required is that we understand exactly what the meaning of the legal meaning of the treaty will be.
Okay. Hey, Murray, thanks for that. Your time is up, so thanks for your submission to this